guide you through the real estate, finance, tax, and credit topics you need to know that is truly relative to your home market and improving your financial wellness. Now, here are your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fonte.
Well, I hope you missed me. That's right. You recognize my voice. It's Don Getling, back for the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Right here, your hometown source for information that you need to know, want to know, and should know to help guide you to personal and financial wellness. And I still remember all that good stuff, Gino.
That's good. That's good that you didn't take too much mind eraser while you were away for a little bit.
Anyways,
yes, in fact, you said you were happy that we missed you. We know we really did miss you. We'll get into that a little bit later. The whole country missed you, Don.
Isn't that awesome? Well, let's just say we went with a group of friends to Chicago, and they kicked us out.
Oh, boy.
They said, enough of you guys. Go home now. Now, what a great town. If you have not visited Chi-Town, you need to. What a great country.
Nice.
It's like its own country there. It's an amazing state, amazing city. That city rocks. We did everything there between the riverboat cruise. We, of course, went to Wrigley Field. That is amazing. Just so many great places, great restaurants and bars and things to see.
All right, stop it. I was sitting here working.
Hey, I didn't post just because of that. Last time I posted, you whined, so I didn't post this time.
So you didn't go there to diet, Don?
Yes. Anyways, I was back at Afterburn last night. All right, if you recognize that voice, we've got a great guest with us today. We love having him on because we call him the Predator, and he's one of our top mortgage professionals. I have to say it. Taylor Weiner is becoming quite the surgeon, and we'll talk a little bit more about why we call him the Predator and how Taylor's becoming a surgeon, why that's important to you when looking for a true mortgage professional, not somebody who just quotes rates. That doesn't do you any good, especially in the long run. So we'll go more into that because there's some great opportunities that we're going to go over today that you don't want to miss. We have so much good news for you today.
We do have a lot of good news, Don, but you mentioned opportunities, and I don't want you to miss the opportunity to check us out at donandgino.com. Hit the watch, chat, and listen live, and you can see in the studio. I was making fun of Taylor a little earlier. He looks like he wore his blue shirt driving the LAUSD school bus.
He looks very sharp, Gino.
Well, now that I'm a little closer, I can see it actually has some texture to it or something.
Just don't give him a hard time. He looks better than us. Hey, if you want to check out our good-looking stud here, Mr. Taylor Weiner, go to, again, donandgino.com and enter the Vault. The Vault Media Studio is their own custom-built studios just for you, right here on AM 1220 KHTS, and go online and join us. Be very cool.
Yep. Well, let's jump into some of the numbers. I mentioned that the whole country missed you, Don, and the reason I said that was we had a really nice string of just pretty good unemployment reports as far as the initial claims, which is really what we watch. It's very hard when you watch the large number, when you watch the 6.3 or the 7.2 or wherever it's at, because you have to look at how many people exited the job force, how many people stopped looking for work, how many people retired. It's just a really complicated number. So a good indicator is how many people filed for unemployment. So last week, 344,000. That's the highest number we had seen in a few weeks. So
sorry,
we're blaming it on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're back now, and so are they.
Yay. Well, that's because they had to come back to work and tune into donandgino.com to listen to the show.
You took a lot of people to Chicago with you, didn't you?
Yeah, baby. The stadium was full at Wrigley Field, and so were the bars. Holy cow. They know how to do it right. So the trend is good, though. We went from, the 319, 345. We warn you all the time that there's going to be little ticks up and down, but the overall trend is better. Remember, when we first started the show over 3 years ago, Gino, how about that?
Yeah, these numbers were always in the 400s.
Yeah, well over in the 400s. Then we got down 350. We're very pleased to get below 350. The trend kept bouncing around 350 to 370 to 340 to 370, 340, 370. Now we're basically bouncing around between 300 and 1,000 to 350. And 350 is high now because we were at 345 before that, 330, 305, 301. So the trend is improving.
Well, and something that's important to also talk about is that I know we look at these numbers and we'd like for it to be zero, but that's unrealistic, right? So there's some
never zero.
Yeah, so it's what we have like a natural unemployment, natural filings. So really in a great economy, you still have about 200,000 filings to 250,000 filings. So we're not that far from a great economy and job growth. I think job growth starts at around 250.
Now, then again, there are a lot of people, as we know, that aren't included in this report because they aren't looking anymore. After 4 weeks, you get dropped off the report. So there's a lot of ways you can decipher what these reports really mean. And Taylor, I know you were talking about that, going, well, you can always manipulate them the way they want, right?
Well, anytime there's a large increase, upwards or downwards, there tends to be a correction to previous numbers. So don't know if that's on purpose or accidental or how that works.
Well, that's why we love bringing this show to you live every week, is because we can give you up-to-date numbers and what they really mean. So, I mean, example, giving these trends, we also give you trends in what's going on in the economy, what's going on with house prices, what's going on with interest rates, and boy, have we got great news for you regarding interest rates. We've got great news regarding home prices and opportunities. So many opportunities, whether you want to buy your first home or you know someone who wants to buy their first home, meaning your child, your grandchild, a co-worker, and so forth. You'll find out now is the time. We'll talk about how you can potentially lower your payment by hundreds of dollars per week because these great opportunities have popped up.
Yeah, it's been a really good time, actually, and you're going to see that the mortgage applications are finally up after weeks and weeks and weeks of being down. They're finally up.
Wait, we didn't warn them, did we?
Yeah.
There's that crystal ball again.
In fact,
we're
51%.
Producer Shannon, we need a crystal ball in here.
What's the sound of a crystal ball? How are we going to do sound?
Oh, you got to have like some mystic noise or something. Like that. Thank you, Taylor.
So but ultimately 51% purchase, and that's the first time in, what was that, since 2009?
Yeah.
So the first time that purchase outpaces refinances, and that's a combination of the refinances dropping off and the purchases growing, but it's just confirmation, Don, of what you and I have been talking about for probably 8 weeks now, teeing up spring fling. It's on.
It is definitely on, the spring fling. And it is not, again, rocket science. Some people think that when these forecasters come out with these numbers that they're geniuses. Nobody is...
Gino are here to share their 30-state and finance experience. So bring you the very best experts through the real estate finance need to know that is truly improving your financial wellness. Don Getling and...
Well, I hope you recognize my voice. It's the Don and Gino Real Estate AM 1220K right here. Your information that you need to know will guide you to personal and financial, all that good stuff.
You didn't take too much mind a little bit.
Anyway,
in fact, you said we really did miss you. What kind of country missed you, Don?
Well, let's just say friends to Chicago, and they kicked us. They said enough of. Now, what a great Chi-town, a great country.
Nice.
It's like it's an amazing state, amazing rocks between the riverboat cruise. That is amazing. So many great places, great restaurants. Things to see.
All right, sitting here working.
Hey, I didn't. Last time I posted this time.
So you didn't go there.
Yes. Anyways, it's back at after. All right, we got a great Gavin Amon because he is one of our top professionals. I have to say, becoming quite the a little bit more about why I'm the predator and how it's important to you, a true mortgage professional. That's quotes, rates, especially in the long run. So, because there's some great for today. So much good news for you.
Good news, Don. But you mentioned opportunity to check us out at Don. Hit the watch, chat, and listen video. A little earlier, he looks like he worked LAUSD school bus.
He looks very sharp.
A little closer, I could see it actually.
Just don't give him a hard time. Check out our good-looking stud again, DonGino.Vault, the Vault Media Studio, just for you. KHTS and go on. It'd be very cool.
Numbers, I mentioned that and the reason I said that was nice string of employment reports as far as, which is really what we watch. We really watch the large number when you watch, 7.2 or wherever.